My next upload tonight is with regard to the individuals that have been quite offensive against the constitution of this country and quite offensive against their own professions that they represent. Now, as I've mentioned, there's been a lot of medical negligence, there's been a lot of healthcare developments also as a consequence of practitioners that have conducted themselves unethically with my sacred and physical, spiritual anatomy, light body. As I've mentioned, I'm a universal light worker, and there have been practitioners, qualified practitioners that have disrespected their Hippocratic oaths, and they've disrespected recent healthcare developments as well, which originated with the unethical practices that were conducted against my physical anatomy and well-being. My health care providers disrespected my healthcare medicinal rights and developed unethically practices and procedures that weren't consented to. There's been a lot of illegality, and there's been a lot of unlawful action, and there's been a lot of obstruction. The European Court of Human Rights have heard from me since 2019, and there's very intricate matters that have been caused in this modern society of progress, with a lot of regression and a lot of begrudgery and a lot of property theft with regard to my marital farm holdings in Turbert Hill and Kilflynn. So the issue of individuals that haven't been professional respecting their professions is coming to light throughout this fiasco, and there's been a lot of avoidance tactics, a lot of obstruction just due to property on my mountain farm holding of my marriage and ancestry and my country residence in Turbert Hill, Ardfert. I'm in living conditions that are inhumane and intolerable, and it's really a sad sign of the times with regard to the individuals that have been disrespecting their policies and principles. So there's been a lot of exploitation with regard to these practitioners that have been evolving and developing from my work and my experiences, and then being highly disrespectful to the codes of practice and ethics that are anticipated and expected and that are obligatory. So it's come to my knowledge by means of the artificial developments that they're applying to this circumstance that I have not consented to, that has caused discomfort while I'm healing, especially with regard to people that have been of false reporting and exacerbation and of refutation with regard to their incompetence. So they've been exacerbatory. So this issue with all of these matters occurring regards one of my very earlier uploads with regard to my identity that's on this documentary, Sad Sign of the Times, and it regards my marital rights as a married mother and my child's identity also. So there are individuals of identity theft and causing damage and discomfort and distress in society with the intention and objective of pursuing my belongings and accruing from my work and my ownership of property that they are not legally or lawfully entitled to. So they've discriminated and disrespected, and they've slandered and defamed, and they've set a very bad tone for the future progress that people have standards with regard to profession, personal life, privacy, the three simple things that everyone expects. And people disrespecting my identity is quite a serious matter as well with regard to the program.